And the guests that are joining me on Burning Question, voices that have stood for Republic, voices that have supported us all this while. I have actor Mukesh Khanna joining us live from Mumbai. We have Sushil Pandit, columnist and social activist, joining us on Burning Question. Professor Kapil Kumar is here with me in the studio. He's an historian, political analyst. You know him well. Kapil Sankla, advocate of the Supreme Court, joins us on Burning Question. Karan Verma, political analyst and author, joins us on the show. And so will PKD Nambiar in a little while. And Sanjay Gupta, political analyst, leans towards the Shiv Sena. And Nambiar, there can be ideological differences, but you cannot call us TRP chore. There can be a variance in how we think, but you cannot accuse us of a wrong that has not been done. If you cannot compete with us, if you cannot fight with us, you choose a way which completely reflects the wrong that you've taken, the wrong path that you've taken, and the nexus that has happened between, as the ED, as the reports have said, a nexus between managers of channels and also channel owners.
Well, it's very simple. The logic of this whole expose and so-called this thing is to ensure that there is a large number of media houses, which we used to call as the Lutyens. Some of them are friends, but then Lutyens media. What happens is that they have some kind of a menopause issue, that nobody can go above them. They cannot, nobody can, if anybody else is succeeding, then it has to be through a bad means. So I think it's a problem of that, मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है तो क्यों दूसरे को कैसे मिल रहा है? How the other person is able to get popularity, how the other person or the other channel or the rival channel is able to pull it on, how people are believing the stories of the other person is doing. I think the media as a whole is going through a internal crisis, and I think Arnab and your channel have become a part of that internal crisis of a section of the people who feel that. I have been running an advertising and a marketing and the media space for almost 20 years. We always believed some of these data. We always know that there is no accurate data available in, at least in an Indian context, and it is very difficult to get an accurate data in Indian context. So whatever we have it, we believe in that, and we take a broader decision. No advertising company, no brands ever take a decision only and only on the basis of a TRP data. So it's a very simple logic that some people, some section of the media, they felt jolted. They felt the tremors of a new icon which is emerged, a new media house which was not having any kind of that kind of a backing, at least as much as I know. They wanted to take on to that person. Then there is so much of a narration of what not. But I feel sad this time around, all this incident is that how can hardly, I attend at least 2 or 3 shows in various channels every day. The people, the editors guild and etc. do come out every second day, comes up with their own kind of a logic and make on a beef eating rights to the whatever you call it. But suddenly there is one of their co-journalist, a senior journalist who made an impact on an Indian media industry. He's broken so many stories, and the myth of
and they choose to remain silent.
Suddenly that nobody wanted to support him. That is something very, very sad. And I think the media requires, everybody today needs to look within themselves, what they have done to
But you know what, Mr. Nambiar, we got the support from here. Isn't that really the story? We've known the truth. We know that our viewers have supported us, but at a point when there was an attempt to break down a journalist, an attempt to defame a journalist, it really means a lot to us when the truth finally comes out.
Well, Surichita, I'm not going to, I'm not a sycophant. I don't want to say that I like everything about Arnab. I like everything about Republic. There is nothing is called as perfect. So as whether it is a brand Nambiar or brand Surichita, brand Arnab. But one thing I have realized, in fact, a couple of years ago, I have written an article called as brand Arnab Goswami. The truth is that somebody who has created a niche for himself you can't expect everybody, the Lutyens media should not be expecting everybody should be following them, everybody should behave the way they think, everybody should be behaving a left pseudo-secular thought process, and there should be a narrative only through which they should function. The dictatorial mindset of some of your colleagues are the one which I felt really I was always very clear that it will come out clean as a business, as an entrepreneur, as a journalist, and more of there's a strong brand called as brand Arnab Goswami. But जैसे कहते ना कि जब किसी को तकलीफ में होते तब पता चल जाता है कि कौन असली दोस्त है, कौन आपका दुश्मन है. I think this time around, when a media house was attacked, when one of the senior most journalists was going through a crisis, whether it is man-created or he got into it, whatever it may be, we can have thousands of debates and discussions. But that is when media should have played, the entire media should have played a crucial role, standing by with him. Maybe you can put a condition applied, but just ignoring, taking his name wherever it is required or not required, that is something which was not in the right interest of, which we call ourselves as a media is more of like a fourth pillar in our democracy. That was something which I definitely felt bad. Right. As I said, I do have differences. I do have. And Mr. Nambiar. In fact, today about 6 o'clock, I was sitting with two editor-in-chief of one of the topmost publications in the country. When we were discussing about this TRP scam issue, you know what they said? No matter what you say, I cannot say this in public, but in private I must say that you can dislike him, you can criticize him, you may like him, dislike him, criticize him, but you cannot ignore him. He has made an impact. I think the entrepreneur as a journalist, as an entrepreneur or a business house, I salute the spirit of him. I can see that on your screen. And as I said, I don't like a lot of things in Arnab Goswami. That does not mean that I will hate him for the reason that he is growing, he is making an impact in the society or in the crowded media space. And that's where it hurts the max.
Right. With us. Thank you so much to everyone for joining me on Burning Question. That's right.